Where am I? Hang on. I've got to refresh my page so that I get the Micromax grid up. Micromax Superheat Championship points. No, that's not it. Micromax final. There it is. 4 points scored by Ethan Lloyd. Just wanted to check.
Yes.
Actually, I didn't need to do that because it's on there.
On the grid sheet.
So I just wasted a bit of time there.
Well, it's a fill. It's a fill.
It's a fill.
Yeah.
So Ethan Lloyd on the pole position. We've got Alfie Garrett alongside him. And then on the second row of the grid, Charlie Page and Lewis Kirkcaldy, the Scottish champion there, joining Charlie Page on that row. Sebastian Crawford had an absolutely disastrous time qualifying yesterday. He's been clawing his way back. Well, he's clawed his way back all the way to the third row of the grid for the final here for Micromax. He's alongside Albie J. Stubbs on that third row. Row 4 is Zach Andrew and Henry Algar. Noah Wicklow, our current 2024 Bambino champion in the Kart Championship. He shares row 5 with Dhyan Singh Pahal. Max Armitt and Jensen Darlow on row 6. Row 7 is Ansel Murray and Ethan McClelland, with Freddie Blackshaw and Carter Jackson on row 8. Freddie Walker and Oliver Woodall on row 9, and then we've got Teddy Roberts on row 10, rounding off 19 karts.
A really strong micro max field. I've got to say, Ethan Lloyd has come out of nowhere a little bit. That kart is brutally fast. Certainly, just coming off a mid-speed corner. That when Ethan puts the power down, the kart visibly gains on other. Now, is that gearing? Is that set up? Something like that? I do not know. It has given the rest of the drivers, the teams, and the mechanics something to think about.
Yeah, he's gone very well indeed. Will these guys get 2 laps by?
It looks like they've decided they only want one.
Yeah, they only want one. We've got the number 47 there of Alfie Garrett with Paul Sitter, the orange and black kart, the RCE kart alongside in the form of Ethan Lloyd. They've certainly got that kart working well. Here we go then. Hopefully they've accelerated not too fast towards Mr. Ashton, and they do get the green flag, and we are racing. And it's Sebastian Crawford slotting in behind the 2 front row starters with Ethan Lloyd and Alfie Garrett, I think. It's the orange kart of Ethan Lloyd that leads. Oh, and Alfie Garrett down the inside at the dog leg. Yep. And who's going to come out first? It's going to be
Charlie Page.
Is it Charlie Page?
Charlie Page.
Where's he come from?
Kart. Page
unbelievable.
Grabbing the lead from the RCE number 66 of Ethan Lloyd. Garrett in third. Now, last weekend, Alfie Garrett and Garrett's going backwards. Garrett has dropped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's down to 6.
Oh, something happened there.
So,
at turn 1.
something going. I think it's probably at turn 2 at the top of Brian's Bend. They're going at the dog leg. Garrett. I know Garrett had a lot.
Something happened with Lewis Kirkcaldy as well, because Kirkcaldy is down there. So call me a detective. I think something's kicked off there. Alfie Garrett and Lewis Kirkcaldy, finding them both down the order in 5th and 6th spot.
I agree, Hercule Poirot. But also, Alfie Garrett had a lot of family members on holiday watching him from Barbados last weekend. I'm not sure if they're still there or they're now back home. If they've swapped cocktails for hot coffee. Because they were saying, we're watching Alfie sipping hot cocktails around the pool in Barbados.
Nobody hated them, though.
No. Nobody took offence at that as we stood there shivering, as drivers out there started shivering. Back to the action. Page, Lloyd, Crawford, Garrett 4th.
Yeah, Garrett's 4th, Kirkcaldy 5th, LBJ Stubbs in 6th. LBJ Stubbs started 6th, remains in 6th. Now the question on everybody's lips is, can that...
No, Dhyan Pahal, sorry.
29.
Up to 4th. There goes Dhyan Pahal to 3rd.
Oh, he's taken Sebastian Crawford, caught him napping.
I mean, I'm not sure if Crawford napped as opposed to blinked for a fraction of a second.
I think there's something happening with Crawford, because he's about to lose another position, or is he? He hangs on to it. The number 47 of Alfie Garrett.
New leader.
And at number 66, Ethan Lloyd.
Look at that gap there. Now, Page is going to be so aggressive, because you can visibly see the gap opening. Coming out
He's
of
coming back
corners,
at him.
So Page has got to get aggressive. Page has got aggressive. And don't sleep on Dhyan Pahal. The Kanda, the Sikh symbol, of strength and righteousness on the back of Dean's crash helmet. Well, the candour, maybe he is unpicking his sword and ready to storm into battle. Here comes Dean.
He's coming, isn't he? 3-car battle for the lead then, as Ethan Lloyd gets that first place back from Charlie Page. The three of them slingshot out of the paddock turn there and on down the start-finish straight. Lloyd, Page, Pahal, Crawford stays in that fourth place. Had a little look, didn't he? Pahal was thinking about coming with him as well.
Charlie's not going to stand for that. Kate, defending is one thing, just pinching, to the inside, going down the start-finish straight with 7 minutes of the race remaining. That's going to be... there we go.
This is very early to be battling like this and not working together, and that's going to allow, as Charlie Page pinches the lead back. I say pinch because it was audacious the way he did that at the first of the centre hairpins. They're out onto the back straight now, and because these lot are absolutely swapping and changing, here we go again. Ethan Lloyd gets very wide and Page does the cutback. Here comes Pahal round the outside. Pahal into second. Who's that in fourth? The 96 of LBJ Stubbs has gotten ahead of the number 16, which is Sebastian Crawford, and this lot are joining in as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 karts now battling at the front of this field.
Sometimes you could be the victim of your own success. Because Ethan Lloyd was so quick in that first superheat this morning, everyone has decided, in the rest of the drivers, I cannot allow Ethan to lead. So any chance that Ethan may have had of having a partner and working together went out the window, because all his rivals think, well, the minute he gets the lead, he just clears off. So I've got to then drag him into a fight. And so, now Ethan Lloyd finds himself in a fight now.
That's the logic, Henry, of scrapping like we've seen.
Yes.
Because it's very rare we see people scrapping like that in the first 2 or 3 minutes. Usually they're quite happy to sit behind one another. This lot haven't been. This lot have been absolutely duking it out. Everybody wants to lead. And at the moment, Charlie Page, 5 laps completed. Sebastian Crawford's just put in the quickest lap there, but that's been beaten by Pahal now. Dean Pahal in second place, puts in a purple lap time, and the race is very much on, and we were only at half distance.
So, turn the clock back 1 week. Start of the British Open the Oak Plate final. Page led, Pahal second. Onto the banking we went. Pahal went to the inside, Page cut across, they collided, and it was game over. Although Pahal did come back to take second, Page was adjudged to be at fault for that incident and was given a penalty. Now, have we kissed and made up? Because they're going to need to work together for a couple of minutes at least, just to keep Ethan Lloyd at bay.
Yeah, they are. But I tell you what, Pahal has... I'm not saying... he's not gotten to anywhere near the rear bumper of Charlie Page. He's just kind of sat about a foot or so off it, and he's not in any position to actually challenge, as we see them coming out of the dogleg. And Charlie Page, Pahal, are they working together to try and break a lead? I mean, there's just under 4 minutes remaining, Henry, so you've got time to actually do that. However, Ethan Lloyd's going with them.
They're not actively taking chunks out of each other, so you could view that as working together.
But they're not close enough to work together.
No,
basically, what we're seeing here is Charlie Page driving away. He's absolutely flat out.
And Pahal, so we're looking at, Page, runner-up in the 2023 Micromax Oak Plate. Pahal, runner-up in this year's Oak Plate battling. So again, strong pedigree,
strong field, isn't it,
for both these drivers. Page was a nationally ranked driver in Bambinos in 2022. He was 7th in the MSUK Bambino Championship standings 3 years ago now. So he's an elder statesman of the Micromax field. They're just 10 years old. Dean and Charlie are 10. And LBJ Stubbs, he's not out of this one yet.
No, he's chasing him down, isn't he?
Brief. Now, is that a Hunter Motorsport livery, or is that a Sam Pollitt?
I think that's a Sam Pollitt
livery. I have had this discussion.
I'll be
far too similar for my liking.
What, really? No. You're getting them mixed up with something else. It's a dark colour for hunters.
But Sam Pollard's also got a... Yeah,
he's got a bit of black, but he's got white in his.
When there's the blurring part, well, my eyesight's not as good as it used to be. I just want something to moan about.
Yeah, HD. UHD is what we
now, there are 2 minutes remaining, and there is a back marker not too far away.
Yeah, that might be right there towards the flag, mightn't it? Charlie Page just keeps the pace on. Pahal is absolutely on it as well to stay in touch with him, and likewise Ethan Lloyd doing all he can, but it's strung out at the front here. We're inside of 2 minutes remaining, and I think it's more to do with Charlie Page having a great drive here. The pace has been relentless from the very outset.
Yep.
These drivers have been absolutely on the edge of everything in their passing and repassing of one another, and then Charlie Page, having established himself at the front of this field, is continuing to keep the pressure on. He's continuing to push. If you just look at the lap times there, Charlie Page, fastest lap of the race last time by, a 57.03. As he crosses the line, let's see what he puts in, a 56.97, and goes purple again.
Yep.
56.99 for Pahal. That's out on the limit, these boys are.
I don't know, you might know, I mean, how often do you see Micromaxes in a final going under 57 seconds in almost sub-zero conditions? And look at Ethan Lloyd, the driver that dominated the first race of the day, is being dropped comprehensively. Why? It's because Page is driving at his absolute maximum, and Pahal is doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Even though they're not together, they're pushing each other away from... Every time Page ups his game, Pahal ups his game. Then Page ups his game again to keep his advantage, and Pahal digs in a little bit deeper as well. And the net result is that these two, they drive away from everybody else.
They've been flat out. They've just been flat out. They've been 56.89. There's the fastest lap, reducing even further. It'll be 1 lap to go board after this, and Charlie Page, Dian Singh Pahal have been absolutely flat chat, as has Ethan Lloyd, indeed as has Albie J. Stubbs, Alfie Garrett, Lewis Kirkcaldy. Sebastian Crawford, I noticed, dropping to 7th. Henry Algar is 8th. Noah Wicklow has dropped to 9th, or is in 9th, I should say. Ethan McClelland rounds off the top 10. But I tell you what, this Micromax final has been about that driver there, the number 14. The white and green kart has been the kart to beat, certainly in this final, and he's not eased his pace.
No.
Sometimes you see drivers just back off a little bit, save the tyres a little bit, they don't need to push, but Charlie Page hasn't. And
I've got to say, I really, as much as I love the multiple overtakes, the big groups, the usual standard of level that we see, this type of race I love as well, as a racing purist, as somebody that has raced, because you know that these two are absolutely, they're finding limits within themselves as racing drivers that they didn't know they had previously. Because Lloyd is now 2.5 seconds back. Albie J. Stubbs is the only other driver within 5 seconds. They're closing in. They're going to go to the chicane. I really hope Freddie Blackishaw sees this blue flag, because here we go. Final couple of corners, Joe. I think Freddie's going to be out of the way by the time they come through and start the run down to the checkered flag. Yeah, Freddie's going to be onto the start-finish straight. He will see the checkered flag being readied for our winner, Charlie Page, in fine style, I've got to say, and a great drive equally for Dian Singh Pahal, who kept him earnest, didn't he? Kept him earnest and honest all the way to the flag. From 9th on the grid.
From 9th on the grid, wow indeed. Ethan Lloyd, Ethan started from pole position, and he would have expected that. The 33, I noticed, Freddie Walker, he was delighted to see the checkered flag there. Freddie finishing in 12th. But let's have a rundown of the top 10. Then Charlie Page, great win for him, and fastest lap on lap 10. Dian Singh Pahal in 2nd, Ethan Lloyd in 3rd, Albie J. Stubbs 4th, 5th is Alfie Garrett, Lewis Kirkcaldy 6th, Henry Algar was 7th, Sebastian Crawford 8th, Noah Wicklow was 9th, and then rounding off the top 10, Ethan McClelland.